just a quick story. Actually, this is a little unprofessional because I had a call with somebody, and I figured out the way to make it the best and least unprofessional would be not to say who this guy is. Could be a female, could be male. I don't know. Not to say what is going on, just to know he's affiliated with the Washington football team. Hopped on a call with him, and I'm like, this guy was amazing. Like, he was such a cool dude. Like, so, like, everything was amazing. And I'm not just making it up, like how people say, I don't wish you any ill will when you usually want like that person to die. No, this dude was awesome. We had a great call. Like, he seemed to kind of like me. I love this dude. I was like, he's so legit. He's so cool. And then, like, I just had to say, like, that Washington's cursed. And that was a bad
at the very end.
Yeah, sometimes
like, by the way,
you sabotage everything in life and throw it all away at the end of the call.
Slipped it in at the end.
Yeah, pretty much. Look, I'm telling a story, so I'm making it better. But like, my point was, I was like, look, I've said bad things about Washington. I'm gonna, all transparency, but I think the team is looking up and it's making the right. And before I could finish that second part, he was like, "Stop!" And I was like, this is going bad. And whatever. That's just what inspired. That's nothing. Like, so this segment is, I'm gonna try to prove that Washington is cursed. So I have a ton of evidence that me and the couch captains have collected that in my lifetime, since Snyder took over, I have no affiliation with Washington. So I can say whatever the hell I want. And this guy, 10% chance he's going to hear it. Whatever. I'll risk it. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great segment. So since this, this generation, whatever, Snyder or whatever, I don't even care. I'm just mean like what I know of. I've been saying Washington's cursed. And you know what? It actually helped a lot of people win fantasy championships. So we're going to go off of let me put it blank so we don't get I don't want anything on the screen. So let's switch to this mode. Oh, which one's on where I'm the boss? Yeah.
Boss mode.
The boss mode. All right, here we go. Albert Haynesworth signed to Washington a while ago. It's been regarded as the worst contract ever. He's been called Fat Albert. He fell down on a play, and his highlight reel from Washington was getting up from that play. It took 17 seconds. That's Albert Haynesworth. Then RG3 happens. Super stud rookie quarterback comes in, seems to have torn his ACL. And Kyle Shanahan's dad, Mike Shanahan, says, "Are you good?" RG3's like, "I don't know, man. My knee is really messed up." He says, "Go back in the game. It's the playoffs." And so he goes back in the game, probably screws up his knee even more. RG3 falls off a freaking cliff without even finishing the first season. But no worries, because a few rounds after drafting RG3, they drafted Kirk Cousins. What happened with Kirk Cousins, though? He didn't want to sign a contract. Then again, he didn't want to sign a contract. Played on the franchise tag. He's going to break that franchise tag record. My God. And just leaves them. Now they don't have a quarterback. I mean, you draft RG3 and Kirk Cousins. They both play well. And somehow you're left with Dwayne Haskins, who I like to call Dwayne Trashkins. Much worse than Drew's fireman thing, but whatever. Doesn't matter. It's fine. We know quarterback play was bad. Trent Williams gets cancer, gets a tumor. They don't according to his account, they don't treat it well, and they seem to neglect whatever. He's not happy about it. His helmet won't fit. Now Washington fans are really pissed at me at this point. they won't let it go. And they're like, look at this clown, this and that. He's never going to get traded. And, he's on the 49ers now. Thank you. Top 5 left tackle. Most would say top 3. And some would say top 1 left tackle in the league. What do you guys say? Top 5, top 3, top 1? Where is it?
Top 3.
I'm going top 3.
Top 3 then. Done. Top 3. Then Alex Smith happens. He has incredible rejuvenation career in Kansas City. Washington thinks they're going to get that guy. Actually, they get check down king. He sucks. Let's just be frank. We love the guy, and he doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but he'll never win a shit. Not even come close. And it
But
was
he got
all
paid
the Chiefs
Albert money.
offense. He got paid.
He got paid Albert money.
He got paid Fat Albert money.
Everyone's in the draft now.
Alex Smith, and you know what? I tried to make this chronological order, but it's probably not. But I did my best right before the show. Now, Alex Smith almost dies, and that's not a joke. He almost loses his leg. He almost dies. He's almost in danger of never walking again, never walking right. And this is, we want to talk about a curse or bad luck. Look at this, guys. And so we've done research that the yard line, right? So this is what I'm looking at is a chart of the Joe Theismann injury versus the Alex Smith injury. And you don't have to see this visually. It's the same thing. It's the same injury. Everything's the same. So after doing some research, I think Alex Smith may have been on the 41-yard line. But me liking math and knowing that this is like 30 years apart or something, more than that, right? 33, whatever years apart. I don't know. Maybe there's a half a yard, a 0.05 yard factor with drawing the lines. Maybe it was on the exact same spot is all I'm saying. Because if you take away that, maybe the guy drawing the lines didn't draw it well or ball placement, something. Let's just say it's on the same exact yard line. Broken right tibula and fibula for Alex Smith and Joe Theismann. Check. November 18th was the date. Check. The team, of course, it was Washington. Check. Location, it was in Washington. Check. The yard line, basically the same. What was the final score? 23-21. And who injured them? Three-time defensive player of the year, Lawrence Taylor or JJ Watt. And left tackle, guys, what is this?
It's eerie.
Pro Bowl left tackle Joe Jacoby off field due to injury. And of course, what we just talked about, Pro Bowl left tackle Trent Williams off field due to
helmet
injury.
not fitting.
Like, how insane is this? And then the talks of we're living in a simulation, like that started trending on Twitter after this information came out.
Almost feels like the Truman Show.
Yeah, it's insane. Okay, and then do we have
I think you forgot one though. What about Clinton Portis for Champ Bailey? Is that a bad trade in hindsight? Because Champ Bailey goes on to become,
we're only talking big time curses here.
Okay.
I mean, see, right now that would definitely, I would consider that bad. Not even like horrible. I'd say that's bad. But back then, running backs were very valuable, and Clinton Portis had at least one great year with Washington. So.
I think he had a few. You're right.
Yeah. Oh, we're not done yet. So we reached the halfway mark. Jay Gruden has pics of him looking sauced at a bar, talking to a girl, cigarette in his mouth. He's on the floor. I mean, us three went to the same college. We know what these pictures resemble. Like, this is not like, like, it's pretty obvious. You guys can see this, right?
No, you're on boss mode.
Oh my God. So you didn't even see okay, whatever. I read it all. This was
you technically said you don't even need to see this.
Yeah, I did.
You were explaining
so that was there. So here's the Jay Gruden.
Jeez Louise.
No. He is sauce.
What is that? Is that like
you haven't seen these? Oh my God.
That is insane.
Yeah. Jay Gruden before he got after I see this is like, all right, it's a few weeks till he gets fired, right? Like, it's not okay. So these
are you wearing Yeezys? What kind of shoe? What are those?
Probably dad shoes. I don't know. Could be Yeezys, but
I know that was not cool enough to be Yeezys.
He looks like he's at a dive bar. I don't think he's wearing Yeezys. Another fact, Washington, now they don't have a team name. The team name's like to be announced. I mean, it's pretty bad. And so, like, just keep, like, I don't want to. And there, the call, like, I'm not saying any information about the call, so just so you know, but it was, there was some stuff said, and I was like, what? So I'm trying to be as professional as possible. But that was definitely the inspiration of this. So yeah, they don't have a team name. It's like to be announced. They're just like, you know what? Let's not get any more hot water. Let's just call it the football team. It's horrible. Like, even writing the name on Twitter is horrible. You have to say WFT, and it's like every time you look at it, it looks like WTF. It's just, it's bad. Then they got accused of having a bad work culture. Then it was like several sexual harassment allegations, and everyone's getting fired. And then Darius Geis, allegedly, supposedly, rumored to, whatever, so I don't get sued, choked out his girlfriend, fiance, and she woke up to him crying because he thought he was dead. And he, you guys know who Darius Geis is, infamous Squeezy.
Yeah.
Well, that's all my evidence that Washington has been cursed.
What do you think, Mike? What's the verdict on that? Is Washington really cursed with all the evidence
for
that
sure.
our prosecutor has presented here?
For
they don't even have a team name. What are we talking about?
Can't argue that.
I think the judges ruled, sir.
Yeah, I mean, this is not
Your Honor.
But to leave it on a positive note, and what I was trying to tell the dude on the phone, I'm like, they're making a lot of moves here. So I'm always willing to be like, I was wrong or change my mind. I got to at least try to, even if something is blocking me from doing that. I always got to try to. And I really think the curse may be lifted here. I think they're making tremendous moves. Like, what was their holes? Secondary wasn't even as bad as I thought. They keep improving secondary. Wide receiver depth, they only had one. They've attacked that. De'Ami Brown in the draft and Curtis Samuel, who's is a Swiss Army knife. That's a good amount of depth. And they already have Logan Thomas. They have JD McKissick. It's a great pass catching back. And Antonio Gibson, who can catch as well. So it's like
Chase Young.
That. They drafted Chase Young last year, kind of a no-brainer. But
he's like Bosa, but slightly better.
Yeah, just because they didn't have to make moves to do that, he's still freaking a stud, defensive end or edge. Like, so I think that and quarterback, that was the biggest hole. And even though Fitzmagic's not that great, that's a huge improvement.
He's a decent holdover.
And they got Tyler Heineke, who I don't even hate. Like, he's the backup. That's cool. He might work out. We like to think not, because he's so unproven and doesn't have that pet. He's not like Trevor Lawrence or who you guys scouting right now, Arch Manning. Archie.
Well, didn't they take the Buccaneers in the first round, the Redskins last year, and Heineke started that game? He didn't look too bad, I thought. I thought that was the case.
He played a couple games at the end and looked great. So
right.
I'm just saying that all I'm saying is that quarterback room is not solved at all. The problem is not solved, but it's so much better. And it's already a pretty good team with very little holes. O-line also got better. So I'm down to draft Gibson. I'm down to, if McLaurin falls to round 5, that's 100% must draft. Like, he won't even fall there. But I'm saying, like, I like McLaurin. I like Antonio Gibson, even with the turf toe. I like it. Like, I'm not hating on them as much. Let's see if they turn things around. All right, let's mop.